Okay. So welcome back, everybody. I am SinisterMe, and today we'll be going over my Pain Zoo. This is a deck that's fairly popular in Wild that I kind of converted over into a standard deck, played around with it, had a couple of different versions. This one seems to be working the best for me right now, so we'll go over that in just a second. You'll notice that some of the cards played in this are different from in the video. That's because those are some fun matches that I recorded earlier, and the newer stuff isn't in it yet. But the deck is mostly the same. Start off, we have Raise Dead. This kind of is part of the Hurt Ourself engine. We use these cards like Raise Dead, Elven Archer, Pinflinger, Tour Guide to activate Dark Glare and Disease Vulture. And this generates mana and creatures for us, while at the same time reducing the cost of Flesh Giant. New to the deck that I added was the Zoologist and the Spirit Jailers. The deck kind of needed the life gain from the Spirit Jailers and needed a 1-up School Spirit, and I figured at that point, why not just throw the Zoologist in, you know? So Raise Dead works with those, and then the Spirit Jailer and Zoologist work with her. Then we have Animated Broomstick to kind of allow our minions to clear the board as soon as they're all dropped, because we drop a bunch of minions all at once. Elven Archer, poke little minions on the board, poke yourself to generate either creatures or mana. Mortal Coil kind of works in conjunction with this and helps draw us a card. Pinflinger is able to reoccur using things like Mortal Coil and Pinflinger. Does a lot of shenanigans. Great way of hurting yourself to get creatures and mana. Potion Vendor is just another Voodoo Doctor. It heals us for 2, heals our minions for 2 after we rush in with Animated Broomstick. It's just a way of kind of keeping the balance of health. It also helps lower the cost of Flesh Giant. Spirit Jailer, it's just a cheap minion that we can get with the Sense Demons that helps heals us, helps produce soul fragments for the Zoologist. Just a decent little guy that's got a lot of utility for us. Tour Guy helps hurt us, helps us draw. Voodoo Doctor is here to also help us heal like Potion Vendor. Wicked Whispers is to kind of help us, give us enough damage once we fill the board with a bunch of these little 1/1 guys and stuff like that to be able to swing for huge amounts of damage. Dark Glare is how we get the mana to play all this stuff through hurting ourselves. Sun Fury Protector allows us to turn the Flesh Giants and the Disease Vulture minions into some form of protection, because we do lose a lot of health with this deck. School Spirit is just here to kind of help wipe the board a little, while supplying us with soul fragments for Zoologists. Sense Demons gets us the Dark Glares, it gets Spirit Jailers, but mostly it helps get us the Dark Glares. Disease Vulture is one of the main parts of this deck, other than the Dark Glare. This generates creatures for us, and that's something we kind of need, you know? Zoologist kind of does the same thing. It produces a bunch of little minions with Rush, kind of helps clear the board, fills our board, gives us another option, another win condition. And then Flesh Giant, just big juicy boys for cheap. This is not an easy deck to play. In Wild, it's probably been considered one of the most complicated decks to play. And in Standard, it kind of gets a little bit more complex, because the cards don't work as well as they would in Wild. The combo is a little harder to get off, so I recommend probably watching the second part of this video a couple times, seeing some of the lines of play I used. You're always blade running in this deck typically. It can be very frustrating. You feel like you're going to lose a lot of time, and then out of nowhere you just win. Sometimes you just win really early, and it's really awesome and very demoralizing to your opponent. But for the most part, you've got to battle for the wins. But it's able to go on some streaks. I had some good streaks with it earlier in testing, and I feel like this deck is the best of one that I produced with it. And it's a decent deck. It hits a number of things in the meta, so I feel like it is a competitor. Mm.
Sneaking on board was a bad idea. A little agony goes a long way. Wasn't me! Wasn't me! Shields up! Job's done. I taste fear. Amazing. You here for the tour? Hey, loser! See the end! I got this.
Alright, I think we won. Also, did you guys get our minions past these Cthulhu spells?